So, an AI is stepping into the court for the first time, and the US Congress is urging Biden not to sell Australia any of the nuclear submarines. But did you also hear about the controversial precedent that's come out of the South Carolina Supreme Court? What about the 6-year-old that shot his teacher? Or that the Australian YouTuber Aussie Cossack has been referred to police over a prank on the Ukrainian embassy? No? Guess you better stick around and find out, though. Welcome to Law News and Laughter today, all. On this channel, we look at legal cases and concepts, world domination, news, and just generally shoot the breeze. We don't give any legal advice, but we can answer questions and hopefully point you in the right direction. We do not shy away from the topics that... So if necessary, put on your big kid pants, have a cup of concrete, and pull up a chair. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, or via email, and all complaints can be directed to our complaints department. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe buttons, and now let's get into it. So, how is everybody? It is officially 10 o'clock on Sunday. It is... let's face it, it's been a fucker of a morning. I've finally decided to give up on Streamlabs. This will be the last one, I think, using it. Between whatever's going on with it and the voice meter, I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. I'm over it. Don't care. Cutting my losses and running. I know I spent money on it. I don't care. So, how is everybody? Looking through chat, I can already see Beautifully Inappropriate's in the house. Hello, good to see you. John D, hello. Andrea, Blanderus, you're alive. Yes, I'm alive. I'm very much here. Just fucked off. It was cool to see you doing Legos or whatever. Yeah, building models. Very much enjoy doing that on occasion. So, hello, Impish. Carlos247. Hello and good morning. Hello and good morning to you too. Let chat jump. Late and down under curious. Okay. Esprit Fleck, hello, and Rabbit. Jason J, holy shit, you got a notification. Fantastic. Was it one for the video or was it for the post that I put out? Linda Drescher, hello. Mimi in the house. J Liebget. At some point I've got to actually start asking people how you pronounce things. That's a new name. Dragon Axe 1981. I know this is off topic and out of your wheelhouse, but a good channel, the Black Pants Legion, was hacked today, trying to get some signal boost for him. Right. Liebgott. Okay, alright, thank you. How the hell did that happen? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I too hope everyone is having an amazing weekend. Reindeer's in the house. Hello.
Hello there.
Building the ISS Enterprise model. Wow, okay. Live notification went through. No shit. Okay. Y'all trader. Okay. So this is the thing about the Black Pants Legion. Okay. So, what do we know? Happy to go slightly off topic, at least for the first couple of minutes. Black Pants Legion. Like, was it the... What actually got hacked? Was it everything? Was it Patreon? Was it their YouTube channel? Twitter? What are we talking? What? Why did that take... Okay, so apparently Black Pants Legion took me directly to a video for Tesla. Got renamed to a Tesla channel and live streaming a scam. Huh. Yeah, okay, let's have a quick look at this, shall we? So this is what their channel now shows. and apparently something about Elon Musk resigning as CEO of Twitter. I mean, how, like, what the hell is the point of this?
And frankly, sometimes Tesla's number one, sometimes SpaceX number one, but so this was just like last year.
Okay, so presumably this is a rerun of some shit, and they put it up as a live, and they're running some BS on launching $100 million event for viewers of this broadcast. Fuck off. This is the sort of shit that is just pathetic, honestly. Why did this happen? How was it? Do we know how they were hacked? Did they give their password somewhere, or was it a brute force attack or some shit like that? This is pathetic. I mean, look, a couple of years ago, I had my website hacked. Like, for my law firm, it was actually hacked. And it was replaced by a scam website selling sneakers, of all things. So I have no idea why they even bothered with that bullshit, because why are you going to go to a website for a law firm and purchase, like, what were very clearly some knockoff Nikes? It's just, no. Well, look, this is some bullshit. Hopefully Susan pulls her finger out of her ass and they can get this sorted out. But it's, yeah, you know, fingers crossed. Well, keep us updated, okay? Read the grey box in the chat on that stream.
There's a lot.
Might be your only chance, once in a lifetime chance to become rich in the scam. Is that the? I presume you're talking about this one here. Like that's just messed the fuck up, honestly. And you got to subscribe to the channel if you want to talk. Of course you do. Fucking hell. Well, hopefully the recovery setup or whatever should have that sorted out pretty quickly, but it's just messed up. But anyway. So. Okay, where did I get to with the chats? Okay. Got the live notification as well. Lovely. Audrey Smithy, hello. Hi from Austin, Texas. Well, good day, Audra. Good to see you. Thank you very much for dropping by. Scam stupid people. Yeah, but just because just be like, as bad as it sounds, we need to protect the stupid people too. Yeah, Jim, we realised. No stress. AI hookers are next. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that replica app that you can buy on Google Play or Android or whatever is. Susan allowed it to happen. I'm shocked. Horrible bullshit. This is. I see Deadman666 again. Another new name. Welcome and thank you for interacting. Very much love that. Hey Rabbit, how are we? You think a hacker could come up with something better than making fun of Elon? Well, I'd say it's probably because he's in the, like, he's what people are considering are searching for and shit like that. Because with everything that's going on with not new, don't normally get noticed, you lurk. Oh, okay, all right, no, fair enough. With everything that's going on with Twitter, obviously, typing in the name Elon Musk is going to pull up various videos. So, I mean, if you're going to pull up a live like that, then people are going to see it and people are going to get scammed. So, that's it's keyword bait, exactly. They aren't making fun of him, they're using his name to do a crypto scam. Yep. Subscriber only box, 15 years member to chat. Oh, is that what it said? I didn't notice. I thought it was 15 minutes. So it shows how much I paid attention to that. Michelle Rita, hello. Yes, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because after we get into this, we will get into some actual meaty stuff. Not like the meatball over there making fun and fooling around with shade. This is some actual decent stuff. Totally agree. Completely, I'm against it. I virtually destroy anyone that tries to scam me or my friends, family, as you should, as you bloody well should. Hit the like, and punch the plussy. Lovely, thank you very much. MI Space Technologies, good to see you. Thank you very much for dropping past. Let's go. Brandon's in the house. Hello. Happens with anyone who has a following. It happened to Nerdrotic, Quartering, Legal Mindset, and Mercator in their own chats. Oh, really? Okay. Well, at least I don't have to worry about that for a long time. Thanks for taking a look. No, happy to have a look. It's no issue. Good morning, Mighty, or good afternoon. Well, I suppose it's what, 6:30 Eastern. Jesus Christ, my window went out the world. My time went out the fucking window. Renee, hello from Santa Cruz. Great, glad to catch you live. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Let's get stuck into the title topic, AI in the courtroom. Now, we've already spoken about it previously because there's been 1 or 2 news articles over the last 6 months where it's come out. And let's face it, the news articles previously have been about how racist AI is based on data that's been input and statistics and things like that, which, you know, as bad as it sounds, doesn't look too kindly on various things, so it is going to cause people to go, well, hang on, why exactly do we want any of this sort of shit determining the fates of human beings? I'm personally not a fan of it either. Like, if someone's putting in what I think it could be good for is a first instance appeal process, specifically, and I mean very specifically, for things like parking tickets or traffic lights, things like that. Where, you know, you can input your time, your date, whatever else. Because there's something very similar here, is that there's already a website here where an aspiring lawyer put together a script on a website, and basically you typed in, you know, where you were parked, what time it was, what the reasons were why you're contesting the ticket, and they had a pretty good strike rate to getting people off of those tickets. So I think that something along those lines, maybe. I'm not happy with the idea of having an AI judge, though. I don't like that. Not in the slightest. Did you ever take a course on probability in law? No. I stuck to... studying law is very straight down the line as to what you were studying. You could study certain things from other disciplines. I stuck mostly to history and society courses. So I did waste my time doing some marketing and like media relations and that sort of thing, which admittedly some of it's been a little bit helpful since I started doing YouTube, but beyond that it was a waste of time. So stuck up on the green tip, boys. Okay. Where are the porn bots at? I'm only here for the porn bots. Well, hopefully we get enough people in to actually trigger off the porn bots. So thank you to the 72 of you watching here over on YouTube. And the... Oh, I need to refresh the page. I've already got live chat over there. Shade Chaser has smashed the plussy, as has Robert Diane. Thank you very much. Rocco's Live Patreon's been hacked as recently as October 22. Have the full dump if you care for it. Yeah, feel free to... No, don't bother sending through Rumble if you have anything like that. Either in the Discord for stream ideas or anything like that, or just DM me directly on Twitter. Twitter. Either way. Wait, what? It's not a plussy anymore. It's a thumbs up here now too. Did they change it? No shit, they did too. Look at that. And there's 14 people watching. Thank you to the 14 people watching on Rumble. Restore the plussy. That was great being able to make jokes about that. Seriously? Getting back into a schedule? No. And that's more or less what happened this morning. So true story. Found my attorney's data on the internet as a torrent, and I told them did I make a mistake? No, absolutely not. If their information is out there, they need to know. Because if they have no idea, then they don't even know that they've been breached, and that is probably worse. What cocksucker court is going to defer to a fucking robot? Apparently, plenty of them. That's why they're looking to. Oh, Matt, stop splitting hairs. That's not AI, it's automation. Yeah, that's not what I was. Anyway. It needs to be human input because AI is still lacking in common sense. Yes, damn straight. What, no notifications again? Oh, well. Aussie, American thing, it's steel core ammo for Skynet resist. Oh, you mean the ones that punch through like... Yeah, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Didn't the movie Idiocracy have an AI that was supposed to know everything, but it was just a broken speak and spell and a time machine that was an amusement park ride? I have no idea. I haven't actually watched that movie. I keep thinking that I need to. Rabbit? What happened there? You give out all these memberships, but you didn't have one of your own? Or did Susan take away memberships? In which case, I may have to lodge a complaint, because that's bullshit. Okay. Might be interested in the Pickle Wars get in Massachusetts. What? Pickle Wars. Hang on, where's the book? Shit, where is my book? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, what's the point of having a book if I don't actually... keep it handy. So is that Pickle Wars? Okay. Pickle Wars... Massachusetts. Not that I'm spelling or pronouncing that even remotely correctly. Cheers. Had double demerits for 11 days over Christmas period in New South Wales. Outright revenue raiser. Not disagreeing with you, Carter. I think most of the states have cottoned onto that. We had double demerits from... Oh, it was like a week before Christmas right through till after New Year's. So... What's that? Anyone here in the chat in the US and have kids, child tax credit is being reduced from $3,600 to $2,000 per child. Just an FYI, you're welcome. That sucks. Just finished listening to Steph. Oh, lovely. So the thing where you can scan in your moving violations and they take care of your tickets? No, so it doesn't specifically, in this time around, what it does is it prepares a letter for you to send off to the Services Victoria, like the Commissioner for the Police, to challenge it, basically. I was allegedly accused of crimes I would like to sit in Hayden's court. At some point I need to... I don't do a lot of criminal law. I don't. Like, I keep on top of things and the things that are changing. It's not lucrative. So, it's just not worth the time. It's crazy. Almost everyone's info is available on the dark web. I have tried and I cannot get rid of it. Oh, well, there you go. Actually, speaking of which, I found a news article the other day that I haven't brought up because I meant to use it the other day, but it just didn't happen. Apparently, a whole bunch of Twitter emails were leaked, like, in like 2018 or something, and it's only just sort of come out. So you may want to just check or change your Twitter password, people, just in case. For minor infractions, speeding tickets, parking tickets, fines, course, that sort of is fine. Absolutely nothing that is life or death or heavy sentences. Oh, hell no. Fuck no. You haven't watched that movie? No, I've seen bits and pieces of it on, like, when I'm scrolling TikTok for content and that sort of thing. It looks like a funny movie. I haven't bothered. Idiocracy's good even for dumb entertainment. Okay. Your free membership expired. Oh, okay. Just look out your window. You don't need to watch Idiocracy. Susan took your pants. We had sex so I could stay on YouTube. She kept them. Oh, yeah. Hope you got disinfected afterwards. Wahlburgers is being sued by another company for lying about how they say they're making their pickles. Oh, another fast food one? Okay. Why does the fat guy get all the fast food cases? Hungry Jack's v McDonald's. Kanye versus Burger. Apparently Wahlburgers is being sued. You know, if it becomes my thing, it becomes my thing. I have like 3,000 books. Don't ever tell don't ever tell someone not to have books. No, of course not. Books are brilliant. I think people will pay a large portion of their money to keep their freedom. Guess Aussie prison has great snacks and commissary. Yeah, no, look, I mean, being on legal aid effectively, basically, what do you call it? So legal aid's effectively like public defender, but you get actually paid for it and you're on a panel. We don't have we don't have a public defender's office here. It's lawyers from various firms apply to be on part of the legal aid panel, and you get assigned cases and paid for it and that sort of thing. But it's just like, well, it's not a lot of money to get paid, and you got to do it on top of your regular workload, and it's just, as bad as it sounds, it's not worth it. They don't make it worth it. So... Passwords get changed weekly because I forget them and have to reset them. Does Darth go too far tonight? Darth, you can go as far as you want, buddy. Like I said, more than happy to buy you a beer when you're done. Get fed the juicy leads, Hayden. EDB loves to do foodie law issues too. No, that's not your exclusively. Okay, fair enough. I was taking the piss, Nissan. Jesus. What do we got? Semi-barrister. Aussie prison food is good compared. Yeah, I think so. Like, thankfully, I've never bothered to actually go and try it, but anyway. Your head hurts so bad. Oh, Val! That took me a minute. How you doing, pal? Alright, let's get stuck into this. Once I actually have the right news article open. Okay, an AI lawyer is set to appear in court in a world first. Does it spell the end for costly legal fees? Of course, that's the angle that they take on it, because God forbid someone should actually pay to have their life protected. I mean, sorry, not life. Well, life if you're on death row. I'm thinking more like livelihood, you know? But anyway. All I know about American prison food is that it's illegal to feed the food to American soldiers. No shit, so it's really that bad. Huh. In what is said to be a world first, a robot lawyer will appear in a United States court next month representing a client facing traffic charges. The artificial intelligence tool uses machine learning to match text and voice recognition with a data set comprised of legislation and legal precedent. So it's basically ChatGPT for, like, court, apparently. In real time, it then formulates legal advice for the client. Do Not Pay, the US-based firm behind the software, said it can help clients fight corporations, beat bureaucracy, and sue anyone at the press of a button. The company's mission is to level the playing field and make legal information and self-help accessible to ever. I'm assuming that's supposed to be everyone. By helping consumers solve their problems like beating parking tickets, appealing bank fees, and suing robocallers. When Do Not Pay founder Josh Browder was an 18-year-old Stanford student, he said he used the technology to successfully dispute 190,000 of his clients' parking tickets. 8 years later, Do Not Pay's robot lawyer is set to advise its first client in court. The program will not address the court, but will run on a smartphone and work by listening to the judge and prosecution and advising the defendant on how to respond via an earpiece. Right, okay. University of Melbourne AI expert Karim Segwayne told SBS News that human error and machine error should be compared if the justice system in Australia is to adopt AI technology, but it shouldn't. At the beginning, the machine will not be good, he said. Oh, they said, I should say. Didn't actually specify if it was male or female. God forbid I should be cancelled over that. You will have the average number of human errors always much smaller than the average error of the machine. But as the machine gets better, it's like Windows. It started with MS-DOS, Windows 1 until Williams 10. It gets better and better. Debatable. The doctor likened evaluating the ethics and value of using robot lawyers to the debate over self-driving cars. We can say the machine is better than the average number of errors, better when the number of average errors it makes is smaller than the average errors made by humans. There are some clear advantages of the machine when it comes to memory, speed, and accuracy. Yes, okay, that's fine. But how do we determine what constitutes an error? Again, if we don't have human input and we don't have morality, we don't have empathy, who determines when and what is an error? And how do you tweak the system to make sure that it accounts for that? Because if it's cold logic, then you could say, okay, say a mother murders somebody for doing something to their child. If you're going specifically off precedent, if you're going specifically off the letter of the law, that person could get life in prison. Taking in morality and ethics into that, and humanity, you would say, okay, this person had a justifiable reason for it, even if they don't have specific, maybe for some ridiculous reason they don't have a defense. I mean, maybe it was that they, well, because it was that I saw footage recently of a woman opening fire in court, killing the defendant that had assaulted her daughter. By the letter of the law, she's a murderer. As a parent and as a human being, I can kind of understand. AI inevitably turns into a raging tiny mustache man crew. There are some clear advantages for the machine when it comes to memory, speed, and accuracy. A human cannot memorize the whole law as the machine has, nor should it. Because the more important bits of the law are the bits that you remember. You don't have lawyers going through law books in front of the court looking for a specific paragraph that the machine can retrieve immediately. Mr. Browder said, "Do Not Pay aims to cut the red tape in the justice system. We help consumers fight corporations' big bureaucracy, getting them out of parking tickets and refunds from big companies like airlines. Lawyers are charging hundreds of dollars an hour for copying and pasting documents, and our vision at Do Not Pay is to make the law free." Do Not Pay charges clients $36, around 52 Australian, for an annual subscription to the service. Mr. Browder, who is the son of prominent political activist and Vladimir Putin critic Bill Browder, said he started the company by accident when studying at Stanford University. "I was a terrible driver and began to accumulate all of these parking tickets. I couldn't afford to pay these tickets as a young person, so I became a legal expert about the reasons why people can get tickets. I'm writing the same letter over and over again for myself and my friends, so it became obvious that this was something that could easily be automated." Mr. Broder said his goal was to make the $200 billion legal profession free for consumers. "Want to make big companies scared to mess with people and rip them off. Since its inception, Do Not Pay has expanded to cover over 100 areas of law and claims to service around 1,000 cases per day." Well, there you go. What's for worse, Vegemite or Nutriloaf? Ooh, that's a damn good question. I would probably go with Nutriloaf, honestly. Done with work for the day? Oh, fantastic, Nissa. To be fair, lawyers only exist to protect you from other lawyers. No. Lawyers also exist to protect you from the state. Apparently writing term papers for students, I can't say I'm surprised, honestly. Government always gets their hands in on tech companies. What could go wrong with this? Exactly. That's the other thing. I mean, how easily would it be to manipulate that? Like, it's one of those things where it's just, no, it's not okay. Here is reindeer. If you're in the US... Okay. No clue. Problem with machine decision making is it's not the accuracy, it's accountability. Damn straight. He's going to go lay down. Fair enough. Hope you feel better. Siri starts lawyering.
Grounds. Objection.
Oh, Glitterfart, damn. Not only did you start off as a member yourself, just gifted 10 memberships out to Impishanu, Michelle Reader, Switchblade, Corn Pope, Max Schmidt, Robin Lucy, and Tori Corelli. Oh, and Catherine. Congratulations to everybody. Oh, and Anne Serkin got one from Glitterfart too. Holy shit. Wow. Like, a good chunk of my chat is now green. If it's only an automatic law dictionary, cool, just a tool that a man can use. It should never become a lawyer. Fuck no. Nope. My AI lawyer would go full self-sit and activate Terrell Brooks mode. Oh, shit. No, look, and the other thing is, rather interestingly, I did a bit of a deep dive through various bits of Reddit yesterday, looking at Freemen on the Land and Sovereign Citizens, which is... So, you guys have Sovereign Citizens, for the most part. Canada, Australia, the UK, we have the Freemen on the Land because it's more of the... more geared towards the common law constitution that we're still bound by with the Commonwealth. There are some fucking nut jobs out there. Like, they really are. I mean, I started looking at it because there were sole citizen claims about the 3 that shot the police officers in Queensland, like, 3 weeks ago. It was fucking messed up, some of the things that they were talking about. But then doing a deeper dive into what people openly talk about on Reddit, on Facebook groups, that sort of thing. But then you get the YouTube videos. And they're bloody entertaining. I bet they play adverts before they give a verdict. Go premium to get your verdict without the 15-second ad. Think an Aussie soft sit would be called a swagman. I think they must. I think they missed a trick there. I really do. Going over the whole Mickey D's Coke issue here today. Look, I put that on. I put that out on Twitter. I would need to find it and bring it up again. Sure, why not? AI isn't capable of reason. It produces an infallible decision with the logic of its program, but cannot attack the logic of its program. No. Can it construct a case? Can it give you a prompt? Or can it just give you a prompt to say this at this moment after it hears the guy say a line? It sounds like that's what it is. It sounds like it's going to be responding to whatever is said in court and whatever is... I mean, dear God, could you imagine the sovereign citizen version of this in Daryl Brooks' ear? Just going, here, this is when you complain about the flag. Here, this is when you say grounds. This is when you say, substained or whatever the fuck else. Like, So you got to pay for do not pay? Oh, yeah. And the whole thing about making the legal industry free, good fucking luck with that, honestly. Should call the Russian Selective Service to make you into a place that you should be wishing... What? I must have fucking missed something there. Jesus. Oh, okay. Alright. I'll see where that was now. Moving on. Go to jail, go directly to jail. Do not post go, do not collect $200. Yeah. Yeah, the state's lawyers. No, not just the state's lawyers. Well, for starters, in our terms, a lot of our prosecutions actually are done by the police force themselves. Oh, yeah, no, look, I suppose I have to concede that, because anyone that's going to appear in court, even right up to Attorney General George Brandis, is going to technically be a lawyer. Fine, yes, Duna, I will cop that one, okay? Yes, the state's lawyers. But the point is, they're still acting on the state's instructions. They exist to protect you from a corrupt government. Yeah. Something that we desperately need at various times. Thing in California, if you have a supercar like a Lamborghini or something, they pull you over, fine anything. The car laws are so strict. What? They'll pull you over. Oh, really? Some will manipulate tech companies. It's just a matter of how evil a person is to dig their teeth in, regardless of being benign. Mm-hmm. Reddit scares you. Yeah, look, at different times, Reddit scares me too. I'm a traveling. Oh, hang on. I'm a traveling. Subsits and Reddit is a deep hole you don't want to get lost in. Oh, it only cost me like 3 hours of my life, so that wasn't too bad. Okay, I think I got to the bottom of the chat. Excellent. E-forms still make you pay for stuff that's already filled out. That is true. That's why I don't like a lot of the forms and that sort of thing that you can get filled out on the internet. For God's sakes, people as well, don't do a will online. Like, don't fill details in and that sort of thing. You have no idea what's actually going to be included in the document. If you don't know how to read it and you don't know what terms are included, don't do it, don't sign it, don't print it off, don't do anything with it. Always consult a properly qualified legal practitioner to ensure that your estate matters are handled in the manner in which you intend. Missed the beginning, but how many times a day do computers get it wrong? But because the computer says it must be so, computer says it must be true, computer says no. Computer says no. Watch the current auto caption on any of the court systems try and use speech text with an Aussie accent. How accurate do you reckon it's going to be? That's a damn good point, people. How many... Oh, damn, Rabbit's just gifted another 5 memberships. Thank you. Exactly how many people are going to... If you were to turn on captions right now, and I went full, like, Bogan Aussie, there is no way in hell that the captioning is going to make any sort of sense. Congratulations to Tragic, Helen T., Slap Murphy, Glitterfart. Oh, sorry, no, Glitterfart already had one. I Am Dave, and Jim Satala, who got the memberships from Rabbit. Thank you so much, Rabbit. You really are a grade A star, you know that? The right to a jury trial goes back to the other thing when the community would hold the court, and then whoever killed the other guy in single combat won the case. Fair enough. Maybe think of something else. AI sucks at recognizing black people who is said to poor understand. No, Freely Free. We already know this. I covered that a couple of months ago. They fed a whole heap of data into a certain program to see how it would go with doing sentencing, and overwhelmingly, it was racist towards African Americans. Like, overwhelmingly. So sit. I'll be right. If you have to make your own will on your own, just make it. Can't fuck up simple stupid. Exactly. Yep, it's literally, this is who I want handling my estate, this is where I want my shit to go. If you're doing it on your own, that is literally as simple as you should ever make it. This is in no way legal advice. Always consult a legal practitioner. We can't understand you now. Ouch! Why are you still watching? Create a well thought out will. My dad did not and caused a lot of issues as a kid. My Uncle Dave didn't even have one, and that was a mess. Absolutely. Now, look, there are things that do not change across countries, okay? One of which is the laws of intestacy. Now, No, sorry, I should say, intestacy laws change country to country, but there is always some sort of intestacy law, is what I'm trying to say. The concept is there. You technically do already have a will in various pieces of legislation. But trust me, you do not want a state-appointed will. Specifically here in Victoria, if you pass away without leaving a will, everything vests in a private company called state trustees. And then it is up to the nearest... they're either the ones that apply for probate, or it's up to the nearest blood relative, and then you have to follow the letter of the Administration and Probate Law Act as to how your estate is distributed. Now, if you are still married at the time, even if you were going through a divorce, everything goes to your spouse. If you pass away without leaving family or kids or anything like that, everything goes to the state. There are very much, like... At some point, I am going to do a proper, actual video on that. Hang on. States. I need to actually get around to that. I got to get back to my, this is not legal advice series. AI plus lawyers plus internet plus future equals Skynet. Probably saved my booty. I was about to get a living will made out online. Yeah, probably not for the best. Just felt like saying Australia's real because cats would have started pushing shit off the edge if it wasn't and the Earth isn't flat. Okay. Anyone else remember the AI and the gorilla? No, what's that? Fight of the century, Count Dankula versus speech to text. What were the demographics of repeat offenders versus first-time offenders? That's a sticky issue. Look, to be perfectly honest, off the top of my head, I do not remember. I know that we went some in-depth into it. I didn't actually go too far into the data. I just remember reading various news articles about it and going through the process. We did go through some of the data. I didn't have the 8 hours to go through everything. The disclaimers are funny because they're required. Ours was a paper one from the post office. Yeah, look, they're better than nothing. The do your own will kit ones from the post office are better than nothing. At least that way you're not... online, if someone's generating a document behind the scenes, even if you're just plugging in information what you expect, they could put anything in there. And if you don't notice it or you don't understand it, you could donate your house away. That's an extreme example, and I would hope no one will be dumb enough to do that. But, there could be a commission clause in there saying that someone gets a certain amount of money. There could be, any number of things that you really don't want. How do I turn on the accept gift things? I know you have to do that to get one. I actually don't know if you can for business accounts. Oh, we got some chats over on Rumble. Chat GPT 3 times is trainer processed in thoroughly left-wing based detoxify system. Okay. Also trained on data up to 2021 and includes a lot of false Democrat claims about history. Really? Also thinks Victoria shouldn't have volcanoes because it ain't on a point boundary, despite many recent volcanoes throughout Victoria. No shit. That's pretty freaking insane. You have nothing, that's what actually makes you dangerous. Damn. Where there's a will, there's a way to get cash monies. Don't talk to robots, I'm racist against their kind. Yeah, I can get that. Problem with AI is that a small number of idiots made all of the AI's decisions when it's accountable people. A large number of idiots have the chance to rectify mistakes. Brain accounts don't get the gift option. Yeah, there you go. Okay. It's programmed to be woke? Fuck. That's just Think Think you know something left a cruel person can teach you that you also have so much more to lose. Whoa. Damn. Durner. Okay. Alright, let's move on. Massive great white shark spotted off popular Adelaide beach. Hopefully this should have audio. Maybe it's not going to play at all.
Meanwhile, warm weather in South Australia is attracting everyone to the beach, including all creatures great and small. A great white shark spotted close to shore at the busy beach south of Adelaide. Witnesses believe the shark measured around 4 metres in length. They were comparing it to the size of their boat.
That's generally how you compare the size of a shark, but okay. A massive great white shark spotted close to the shore of an Adelaide beach had beachgoers on high alert. It was spotted 500 metres from Aldinga Beach. That's going to play a video, isn't it? No? Fine. At about 8:30 yesterday, witnesses reported they believe the shark to be about 4 metres in length, comparing the animal to the size of their boat. Oh, fuck off.
Now for our weekend checkup in
Oh, I've got to stop cursing. Damn it. So, for anyone that doesn't know, Susan slipped in a little gift for creators in the November update that's only just come into effect for the most part. As it turns out, using curses, like, aggregatively, it's not just during, like, the first so many seconds or anything. If you, like, do it too much over the entire course of a show, it'll get you demonetized now. They're treating all swear words on the same level, so I can say fuck, shit, I'm not a smunt. But apparently they're not. Apparently, damn and hell are not being considered curse words anymore. So, all Australian place names sound like curse words, though. For chat or for you? For me. Which means I have to start reining it in, which is annoying as hell. Show's geography is flipped. The rules are flipped. You get volcanoes. Maybe we should call them. Over under of FCC lobbying and pushing YouTube to do this? It says probably a pretty high chance. Thinking AI is going to do sentencing and so forth, we should have a human looking over the decisions before it's accepted. Yes, damn straight. But it can't be some fat bureaucrat sitting behind a desk just like rubber stamping shit. Frankly, as far as I'm concerned, it needs to probably be I'd be happier with a committee of, say, 3 people reviewing it. But, no, chat does not have to behave. I don't believe. Either way, I don't care. Most of my revenue comes from super chats and rumble rants and that sort of thing anyway. So, how about it, people? I don't really care. Didn't a school of hammerheads close your beach recently? Yes, they did. That's another news article that I had for the other day, but I didn't actually get to. Get next to the shark with your tape measure. Well, see, up in Darwin, when they were measuring crocs and stuff, there was a massive piece of wood, and it had the sizes measured out on it. So, 4 meters, 13.5 feet. I think that's about right, actually. Thought they got rid of that months ago. Nope. It's only just become an issue. EDB's going to flip. Yeah, the cursey word's going to get everybody in trouble. It's a hard habit to break. Fucking oath it is. Did you tell them smunt is an Australian term of endearment? They don't care. make it 12 people. Yeah, that would make a hell of a lot more sense, wouldn't it? Can we use like penis, vagina, whore? I'd say is was probably on the list. Maybe YouTube's racist against Aussies now, mate. Wouldn't surprise me. Fuck the libtards months. Oh Jesus. EDB had to redo her opening. She wasn't happy. Ooh. Independently though, Hayden, not the 3 people together separately look at it. Yeah, no, absolutely. We all know Aussies can't go 5 seconds without fucking swearing. No, it's very true. Very true. If Australia ain't the Sharks, what? Okay. Miss Alive and I want to watch it. Should I watch on Rumble? Actually, that's a damn good point. I mean, it's the same show that goes out simultaneously, so theoretically, you know, things that I might have to cut out on YouTube for the most part still stay on Rumble. I suppose if you're watching the replay, it probably doesn't matter quite so much. It'd be better if Rumble was built up. I'd appreciate that. But, you know, you do you. Whatever works for you. Swearing just adds so much flavour to the conversation. Kicks and stamps feet. Used to not care about how much I swore, then I made an effort to stop. Now I swear all the fucking time. The only time that I'm careful about my swearing is when I'm around my daughter. Well, anyone else's kids, I should say. Can I still say smunt? Absolutely. Are you a lawyer or not? Free speech, baby. YouTube gets its 230 protections. Can't stifle your free speech. Trouble is they can, because they pick and choose when they're applicable to US law or Australian law. So. Can't believe you can't say smunt. They're taking your Aussie culture. Don't stand for it. Gonna start doing your special show on Rumble only now. I might have to think about doing Kinky Corner and stuff over there. Or the ones where I know I'm going to get wound up. Like the War on Offence and that sort of thing. My mum said friggin' frackin'. Okay. They're curbing your education. Might be due to the lawsuit that Runkle was talking about in the US courts. Maybe. Elder Scrolls Online instead of WoW. Okay. I didn't play much of Elder Scrolls Online, honestly. All law that they made up on bullshit. Means I can't stream me playing video games, especially ones that push my skill level through the roof. You'll be right. Stream on Twitch, you'll be fine. Smell a class action lawsuit for real, that, or people are really going to have to leave YouTube. It's like honestly, it is like they are trying to take everything they can and push, like that. It's like YouTube is literally trying to narrow down who will legitimately stick around on YouTube as much as possible. It's like they're trying to create an echo chamber, and that is genuinely what it looks like to me. And it is pissing me the fuck off, you smunts. It'll be easier not to swear when the little one starts swearing like a sailor. No, like I said, I do not swear around my daughter. I don't. It has happened on occasion. In 2020, New York City had mask mandates, but wearing a mask in public is also illegal by statute in New York City. So how would an AI lawyer handle catch-22s? That's a damn good question. Also outlawed sexuality or violence of any kind, immediately demonetized for it. Yeah, there is some... for the most part, that's in the first 8 seconds. You can do certain things after the 8 seconds, but that's got to be related to video games or certain other things. But no, you're right. It's complete. It's sanitization. Yeah, it's bullshit. Rumble chat sucks, but for legit content with unrestrained contenters. Creators. What am I saying? Contenters. Washington U has government-funded woke AI in development for social media platforms. Oh, fuck. A censor bot. Literally a censor bot. Jesus. All pretext. Trusted partners don't have the rules applied to them at all. No, look, that may well be the case. So, guys, like, share, subscribe. Get me out there so that, I can get a huge amount of following and I don't have to worry about this bullshit. Double Toasted, who streams in YouTube but posts streams on Twitch but posts to YouTube, was talking about this and whether or not they are leaving. Yep. Enterprise F. That's... Wait. Enterprise F. Isn't that the... Hang on, I know this. That's the future one from... hang on. No, wait. No, I don't want to piss off the Trekkie fans. I'm getting my... Hang on. Oh, why is this being a pain in the ass now? Don't care about any of this bullshit. Oh, fuck it. Oh, no, that's the one that was designed by a fan. Okay, yes. Yeah, no, that sounds pretty awesome, actually. Congratulations to them. Troons can get naked and grape kids and it's all cool. Yeah, or they can do like completely open fucking bikini waxes and effectively circle jerks on YouTube. And that is just like pisses me the fuck off. Urbanization of virtual spaces. It's a good way of looking at it. Why, you haven't started streaming yet? 50 plus white southern woman, I cuss more than a retired Navy husband. KK Cons, hello, how are you? Oi! Hey Sean, how you doing? Circle Jacks, what did you walk into? Just bitching and moaning about censorship on YouTube again. So, just keeping it going, anyway. Do bikini wax... no, look. I watched one of those videos. I do not understand how anyone would put themselves through that. I would never in my life let anyone near me. Not a chance in hell. Okay. Oh, God. Israel plan to curb Supreme Court's powers sparks outcry. Israeli opposition figures and activists have warned that plans to curb the powers of the Supreme Court pose a serious threat to democracy. The reforms unveiled by the new Justice Minister include enabling Parliament to overrule the top court's decisions. Critics say such a move will undermine the independence of the judiciary and could be used for political ends. No shit, you think? It follows the installment last week of a new coalition government that is the most right-wing in Israeli history. Under the plans announced by Justice Minister Yari Levin on Wednesday evening, a simple majority of the Parliament would have the power to effectively annul Supreme Court rulings. This would enable the government of the day to pass legislation without fear of being struck down. Critics fear that, amongst other things, the new government could use this to scrap Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's ongoing criminal trial, although the government has not said it would do that. Mr. Netanyahu is tried on charges of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust, something he strongly denies. The reforms would also give politicians more influence over the appointment of judges, with most members of the selection committee coming from the ruling coalition. We go to the polls, vote and choose, but time and again people we didn't choose for decide for us, said Mr. Levin, alluding to the power of judges to overturn laws. The time has come to act. Right. If it passes into law, the plan could make it easier for the government to legislate in favour of Jewish settlements that in the occupied West Bank without worrying about challenges in the Supreme Court. Israel has previously highlighted the power of the court to rule against it as a way of blunting international criticisms of such moves. The proposed judicial reforms have drawn a fierce reaction from political opponents and civil society activists. Opposition leader Yair Lapid, who was defeated by Mr. Netanyahu in November's elections, said that they amounted to a unilateral revolution against the entire system of government in Israel. The new government was threatening to destroy the entire constitutional structure of the state, he warned, vowing that he would reverse the reforms the moment we return to power. Mr. Netanyahu's former coalition partner and alternative Prime Minister, Benny Gantz, said the reforms meant that Israel had a government that, with its majority, which controls the parliament, and now together they had control of the court. The plans were announced a day before the Supreme Court heard a challenge against the appointment of Mr. Netanyahu's cabinet of a would-be minister currently serving a suspended sentence for tax fraud. If the appeal is upheld, it could pave the way for a showdown between the court and the government. It's like no one's ever heard of separation of powers. There's a reason why there are checks and balances. This in no way should be a thing. So... The price of beauty, Hayden. Waxing? Nope. Did they say free BBC? I might have seen an ad might have popped up. I don't know. It was probably free the BBC. Something about like funding or some shit like that. I don't know. I missed it. Do laser hair removal and get your wife's name on your chest? Nope. Degenerate men's stripping story gets support, but evil anti-degen is evil. Fuck society. Oh wait, they are. Okay. Had a full body wax several times. Last time I hurt my back at the gym, then went the next day for a wax appointment. Don't know if it was my back, but the last session hurt so much I never went back. I'd say that's probably a combination of things. Glitterfart sent through another 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Kizzy says, I was testing the new law, looked up porn, and it wanted me to give my personal info to validate my age. Guess which state I'm in? I haven't checked. I'm sure someone else will be able to. Okay, so the memberships went to Free Live Free, Deanna, Drew Bradley, TT got one, Disney Nerd 85 got one, JB, Drea D, Winter Staley, Trina. I think that's all of them. Huh. Awesome. Congratulations, guys. Okay. Weird how people who insist on open border for the US freak out when they hear about the Jews moving to the West Bank. Okay. Thought the stream just froze. Silence there. Nah. It's why the US is supposed to have checks and balances that no part of the government's higher than the other. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly how it should always be. I don't believe in, like... Have to take a shot for each 10 memberships, Aussie? Come on. Fuck off. No, look, I get it. Like, some people have been really pissed off of late with the hot... Damn, my alert box is right in the corner there. Some people are a little bit over the whole lawyers drinking on stream thing, and I can understand it. So, no, I'm looking for ways to get you guys more interactive and entertained and that sort of thing. I'm not going to be explicitly grifting for super chats, but guys, you know, speaking of, thank you very much for your $2 super chat there, Sean. I will get to that. It doesn't actually pop up, but Aussie, that is all. Thank you very much. What's your opinion on Hogwarts Legacy? I'm interested. I would like to try it. The whole... Oh, there it is. Hang on. I can pull that up. Thanks, Sean. I'm interested in the game. I am. Like, irrespective of controversy in the background between publishers and J.K. Rowling and whatever else, I'm interested. Isabel's still lurking again today, but trying to nap away the rest of the sickness. I hope you're okay, girl. Like, I really hope you feel better. Bella Maddie's mama, hello. How are you doing? Constitution actually kind of makes legislature the highest power in the land. It's checks, not balance of power. Okay. But the point is there still need to be checks and balances on what each individual does. What each component does. Agree, drinking on stream's getting a bit old. Nick drinks enough for LawTube. Well, he's not part of LawTube though, Spooky Pen, so... yes, you're a member now. Congratulations! Got Hogwarts Legacy for the Xbox? Oh! Ooh, we may be doing a gaming stream later. So, okay. Moving the fuck on. That's right, Susan. I said fuck. Not interested in drunk people. Worked in the entertainment industry most of my life. Saw enough drinks. Well, there you go. I call it drunk tube. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I like getting plastered like everybody else. And, you know, you've seen that it can take a fair amount to get past my Aussie liver. But, like, something's got to be, I can create an all-pass trust account where they get everything. I have no reason to sign up. And I'm going to stay indoors for a while. While people choose privacy or pleasure. Must have missed something there. Okay. Get wrecked, Susan. Yep. Always so nice here. Always good vibes. Well, that's what I aim for. That's what I like. I genuinely like interacting with chat. I genuinely like dealing with nice people. And it's an inviting space. So. Alright. Moving the fuck on. US senators urge Joe Biden not to sell scarce nuclear submarines to Australia. I love that. Like, that's impressive. Legos is a new drinking stream? Maybe. Actually, a better time as a designated driver than drinking. Drunk people are funnier when they're sober. New porn is Louisiana. It's crazy. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. Sorry, let me restart that because I will clip this one. US senators urged Joe Biden not to sell scarce nuclear submarines to Australia. The Democrat and the Republican lawmakers reportedly warned the president that AUKUS security pact could stress US submarine industry bases to breaking point. Okay. Two top US senators have urged President Joe Biden not to sell nuclear-powered submarines to Australia, warning it would diminish US national security given the vessels are scarce. The intervention confirms the US is under pressure not to sell its submarines before Australia is able to build its own as part of the AUKUS alliance, meaning it could be decades before Australia gains any nuclear submarines. A spokesperson for the Australian Defence Minister, Richard Marles, played down the leak, saying the optimal pathway for Australia to acquire nuclear-powered submarines is taking shape, and an announcement remains on track to be made in the first part of this year. The Australian government is due to announce whether it plans to buy nuclear submarines from the US or UK by March. According to the US news site Breaking Defense, the Democratic Senator Jack Reed, chair of the US Senate Armed Services Committee, and the then-ranking Republican Senator James Inhofe, now retired, sent Biden a letter in December. Reed and Inhofe wrote that over the past year we've grown more concerned about the state of the US Supreme Submarine industry base, as well as its ability to support the desired AUKUS SSN, the nuclear submarine end state. We believe current conditions require a sober assessment of the facts to avoid stressing US submarine industrial base to breaking point. We are concerned that what was initially touted as a do-no-harm opportunity to support Australia and the United Kingdom and build long-term competitive advantages for the US and its Pacific allies may be turning into a zero-sum game for scarce, highly advanced US Virginia-class submarines. We urge you to adopt a do-no-harm approach to AUKUS negotiations and ensure that the sovereign US national security capabilities will not be diminished as we work to build a strategic partnership with Australia and the United Kingdom over the coming decades. The US aims to build its own fleet of at least 60 nuclear-powered submarines, but is struggling to meet its own needs. In December, the US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin recommitted the Biden administration to ensuring that Australia acquires the capability at the earliest possible date. But the two senators reportedly noted that just 1.2 Virginia-class nuclear submarines have been delivered on average per year over the last 5 years. Selling or transferring Virginia-class submarines prior to meeting the US Navy requirements would make it less capable of meeting sovereign wartime and peacetime requirements, they wrote. Make no mistake, we recognise the strategic value of having one of our closest allies operating a world-class nuclear navy, and what it could provide in managing long-term competition with an increasingly militaristic China. However, such a goal will take decades to achieve, and we cannot simply ignore contemporary realities in the meantime. Miles, a spokesperson, said AUKUS would significantly transform Australia's strategic posture, and the work undertaken over the last 16 months speaks to a shared mission between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Australia was grateful for the US and the UK enabling Australia to acquire nuclear-powered submarine capabilities, and that important capability is not on loan to us. In September 2021, Australia tore up a $90 billion controversial submarine contract with France to instead acquire nuclear submarine technology from the US or the UK as part of the new AUKUS alliance. The deal created a looming capability gap, requiring the Collins-class submarines to be upgraded and their life extended until the first nuclear-propelled submarines could be made in Australia by the late 2030s. Why the fuck's it going to take the better part of a decade? In June, Peter Dutton, the opposition leader and former defence minister, revealed he believed it possible to negotiate with the Americans to acquire, say, the first 2 submarines off the production line out of Connecticut. This wouldn't mean waiting until 2038 for the first submarine to be built here in Australia. We would have our first 2 subs this decade. I had formed a judgment the Americans would have facilitated exactly that. I hate Dutton. I'm not a fan. The revelation prompted criticism from experts including Marcus Hellyer, a senior analyst at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute, who said that this had not been agreed by the US and it would be a pretty serious kind of breach or leak to disclose it if it had. No boats are available before 2030 unless the US gives up their own. That would be quite remarkable. The US has made it clear there is no way they can build additional submarines, Hellyer told The Guardian at the time. What do we think about that, people? I mean, I certainly don't want you guys losing out on any sort of military strategic capabilities, but at the same time, would it not be better that they're... I mean, maybe have them stationed here or something? Because we all know eventually shit's going to go down with China. And if we're literally waiting the better part of a decade to try and put them back in their box, it's going to go sideways. They're already making certain moves. I mean, how long do we really think it's going to be? Legitimately, how long do we think it's going to be before they take a crack at Thailand? Like to see more hot tub streams. You like the Lego streams? Okay. The legislature's worried about people jerking off. They should dissolve the legislature. Okay. We will sell you some. Don't worry if it's not nailed down. The UK will sell it. Can't give Australia submarines, they'll fill them with Castlemaine 4X. No offense, but screw Australia, keep all the subs for ourselves. That's fine, Achiro, but that means that the rest of the world will continue to look at you guys as the world police. And you'll have to actually fill those shoes then. United States is falling right before your eyes. Didn't we, UK, Australia, France, etc. talk about new subs, or did I dream that? No, there was a... So the AUKUS thing is between Australia, the UK, and America in terms of like military strategics and that sort of thing. And the whole thing with France, they really shouldn't have fucked that up, honestly. Don't think giving the latest tech to Australia is a good idea for the US. Your government is very deeply infiltrated by the CCP. The annoying thing is I can't refute that in my own personal opinion. I tell you what, if the US military puts out a subscription service, I will pay a monthly fee to make sure that they at least protect me and my family. Okay? Built them, they just need to pay the works more or less. Super management bonus. Oh, okay. Must have missed that. Okay, that's still talking about the porn in Louisiana. Fair enough. US is the #1 arms military dealer in the world. Make good money off of it. Okay. So, as an American, I want my allies being ready to fuck, but at the same time, we need to defend ourselves. You're torn, really. Yeah, no, look, and I get that. Australia, China will conquer Australia from the inside out. Only until the revolution. Because there's plenty of bullshit. 6 months for Taiwan, you reckon? My opinion, China unofficially already has taken those shots. I'm not disagreeing with you, Matty, honestly. Aussie needs subs and Lucky Charms. I don't understand why, like... Australia should just be building their own. Honestly. Why the fuck is manufacturing... Why is it relying on... overseas. Like, I get that it's American technology, whatever. That's fine. How difficult would it be for half-decent scientists to design our own, build a manufacturing facility here, and at least build... Or you know what? Better yet, fucking push out the capabilities of the current ones. It can't be that fucking difficult, can it? I'm so fucking sick and tired of us relying on overseas manufacturing. I mean, half of the military shit... Like, I know that there's, like, Fortuna up near Bendigo, there's various other places. I'm sick and tired of us being so heavily reliant on other countries. There are certain countries out there that have us by the fucking short and curlies. And unless we actually do something about it... Because, of course, we're not, because everyone's got their head stuck in the sand. Because of the manufactured rat race that everyone is trying to, you know... build the Australian or the American dream. Either way, I don't care whatever you want to call it. Everyone is so focused on trying to get ahead in life that they don't see whatever the fuck else is going on. So... No new tech being given to any other country. No. Question is, do we want the USA or the British subs? Change what we do really fast and help protect the world? But then wouldn't you wind up being like Kevin Spacey in, fucking was it, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare? It's a grim thing to say, but the current policy to defend Taiwan is mutually assured destruction. Yeah, but we can't allow China to take back over Taiwan, because then they literally will have a firm fucking grasp on electronics manufacturing and computer technology. Like, there's a shitload of stuff that comes out of Taiwan. Like, government sold us out. What government hasn't? Then they can say their hands are clean, they don't allow anyone to make weapons. Weapons are bad, okay? US has a long way to go before it can fall. The government, not my government, lol, is way too corrupt and way too bullyish. Fuck, we have no idea if they're hiding shit on the world, too. Developing your own military industry is expensive and people love to shit on the military because it gets in the way of their free gibs. Okay. The American subs taste better. So the British subs, considering I've never eaten a British sub, American subs are okay. Oh, I don't know. Look, I don't mind the American-based subs. Especially the chicken and ranch. It's usually pretty good. Although I tend to add bacon. Self-reliant, manufacturing, etc. Exactly. Lots of chips. Support our allies as a US citizen, but help get them ready to fucking fuck Russia and China, those betas. Facts. When the countries put sanctions on the countries to virtue signal, we end up paying for that too. Consumers get the shit end of the stick every time. Yeah. Yes, if China takes Taiwan, they have us by the short and curlies, so we need to defend it. But a conventional war would be catastrophe. Better to avoid a war entirely with the threat of nukes. Then it's a chicken bacon ranch. Can you get ranch dressing in Australia? Yeah, ranch dressing's like, that's no issue. I literally just go to the store and get some. Or, you know, you go to Subway, and yes, you get the chicken bacon ranch melt, which I quite enjoy. I quite like that. Okay, apparently the dog's pissed off about something. Okay, 8 boys drive allegedly stolen car through Adelaide overnight. 8 utes have been arrested after they drove an allegedly stolen car through Adelaide overnight. The boys aged between 17 and 12 were spotted... Okay, if you're going to call them boys, do it properly. Do it numerically accurate. The boys aged between 12 and 17 were all spotted in a Toyota SUV on Sir Donald Bradman Drive just after midnight on Saturday morning. South Australia Police alleged the car had been stolen from Glynde the previous day. Police didn't attempt to stop the car, but called in police air support to assist from above. The vehicle travelled west in the city, which patrols successfully spiking the car on Henley Beach Road. After the spikes were deployed, the juveniles escaped continued to drive the car to Yorktown Crescent in Henley Beach South, where they dumped the car and ran from officers. Police dogs Duke and Chaos. They actually identified the police dogs. They doxed the dogs. I love that. Duke and Chaos, fantastic names for police dogs too, assisted officers in locating all 8 boys on Fletcher Road and Anderson Street. A 14-year-old boy from Hampstead Gardens, two 12-year-old boys from Green Acres, a 14 from Pennington, and a 13 and 14-year-old from Hendon were all charged with illegal use of a motor vehicle. So why the fuck did you bother saying that one of them was... Oh, 12-year-old boy from Campbelltown and a 17-year-old from Oakton were charged with illegal use of a motor vehicle and breach of bail offences. I'm sorry, the 12-year-old was already on bail? Fucking hell. What is the world coming to? Have a Subway in Australia? Yeah, we have Subway. Ranch is love, ranch is life. I love... Hey, Hugh Newton, hello. Yes, I love me some ranch. Yeah, the 12-year-old was already out on bail. They are behind bars and will appear in Port Adelaide Magistrates Court on January 9. Dogs always have great names along with military dogs as well. You love it. Gold Coast shop worker confronts woman accused of stealing clothes worth hundreds of dollars. A Gold Coast shop Why is this in the news? A Gold Coast shop worker confronted a woman accused of stealing hundreds of dollars worth of clothes. Says the business cannot afford to lose the stock. Footage filmed by a customer showing Marnie Ponting from Distani Fashion in Helensvale confronted the woman and taking back the stock, which has gone viral on social media. Excuse me, those pants you've got in your bag, you didn't pay for them. The customer doing the filming is heard to say in the video before Ponting grabs the stock out of the woman's bag. Ponting told News 7 News that she and the customer followed the woman to a nearby supermarket after having initially been distracted from the alleged shoplifting in her store. We had 3 ladies enter the store. They had about 8 children with them. They were running around the store, pulling clothes down and just making a mess. So I was concentrating on the children, obviously, and watching what was going on so nothing would get broken. 3 ladies had a lot of stock with them, so I thought it was fine. The mothers were shopping. As soon as I turned to help another customer in the change room, they all just made their way to the front door and left. Ponting said one of the women walked out with hundreds of dollars worth of her stock. She said her intention in confronting the alleged thief was simple. I just wanted my stock back. We only had just made it through the bug. It's a small family-owned business. There are 6 of us here that rely on the business, and this shop is our jobs. We can't afford someone to come in and just steal $500 worth of stock. Police are apparently aware of the incident. Okay, why was this in the news?
Excuse me, those pants that you've got in...
Oh, for God's sakes. What? Oh, fucking moving on. Favourite police dog name is Fluffy.
Investigations are underway to work out how a gold...
Supreme Court strikes down Deep South State's abortion ban. That's right, people, we're going there. The South Carolina Supreme Court has struck down a ban on abortion after 6 weeks, ruling the restriction enacted by the Deep South state violates a state constitutional right to privacy. The decision marks a significant victory for abortion rights activists, suddenly forced to find safeguards at a state level after the US Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June. And can I just say as well, I was watching New Amsterdam the other day. They pushed out an episode about Roe v. Wade very fucking fast. Like, to keep it as part of the current series. Like, that was just... I was genuinely shocked. Anyway, with the federal abortion protections gone, Planned Parenthood South Atlantic sued in July under the South Carolina Constitution's right to privacy. Restrictions in other states are also facing challenges as a matter of religious freedom, but since the High Court's momentous decision in Dobbs v. Jackson's Jackson Women's Health Organization, no state court until Thursday in South Carolina had ruled definitively whether constitutional right to privacy, a right not explicitly enumerated in the U.S. Constitution, extends to abortion. Planned Parenthood will keep working day by day and state by state to safeguard that right for all people, said Alexis McGill Johnson, president of Planned Parenthood Federation of America, in a statement after the ruling. The 3-2 decision, so it's close, comes nearly 2 years after Republican Governor Henry McMaster signed the restriction into law, banning abortions after cardiac activity is detected. The ban, which includes exceptions for pregnancies by rape or incest or pregnancies that endanger the patient's life, drew lawsuits almost immediately. Justice Kay Hearn, writing for the majority, said the state unquestionably has the authority to limit the right of privacy that protects from state interference with the decision to get an abortion. But she added any limitation must afford sufficient time to determine one is pregnant and take reasonable steps if she chooses to terminate that pregnancy. 6 weeks is quite simply not a reasonable period of time for those two things to occur, she added. Currently, South Carolina bans most abortions at about the 20-week mark beyond fertilization or gestational age of 22 weeks. On Twitter, White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre applauded the clampdown on the state's extreme and dangerous abortion ban. Women should be able to make their own decisions about their bodies, she added. Varying orders have given both the law's supporters and opponents cause for celebration and dismay. Those seeking abortions in the state have seen the legal window expand to the previous limit of 20 weeks before returning to the latest restrictions and back again. Federal courts had previously suspended the law, but the US Supreme Court's June decision allowed the restrictions to take hold briefly. Then the state Supreme Court temporarily blocked it in the past August as the justices considered the new challenge. In South Carolina, lawyers representing the state's legislature had argued the right to privacy should be interpreted narrowly. During oral arguments this past October, they argued historical context suggests lawmakers intended to protect against searches and seizures when they ratified the right in 1971. Planned Parenthood attorneys representing the challengers have said that the right to privacy encompasses abortion. They argued previous Supreme Court decisions had already extended the right to bodily autonomy. Chief Justice Donald Beatty and Justice John Cannon Few joined Hearn in the majority. Justice George James Jr. writing in a dissenting opinion that the right to privacy protects only against searches and seizures. Justice John Kittredge wrote separately that the state constitution protects privacy rights beyond searches and seizures, but did not apply in the case. Multiple justices emphasised that Thursday's ruling confronted only legal questions and rejected the political aspects of the debate. The justices' limited ruling left the door open for future challenges, and the state House and Senate failed to agree last summer on additional restrictions during the special session on abortion. How much is left on this? Still, a small but growing group of conservative lawmakers have vowed to push that envelope once more this legislative session, despite some Republican leaders' previous insistence no agreement is possible. In a statement to the Associated Press, South Carolina Democratic Party Chairman Trav Robertson applauded the ruling as amounting to a voice of reason and sanity to tamper the Republicans' legislative actions to strip away rights from women and doctors. Well, there you go. Was there actually a subway in the background? Name my dog Gun, so every time I call him outside, the neighbours hear me yelling gun. Oh, shit. Mondays are now second Sundays. Okay. Change my mind, we should allow abortions for all liberals up to 86 years of age. Mighty! What do we got? Agree women should have control of their bodies. Don't spread the legs for every guy you want to shack up with, lol. Spent this whole article considering the definition of Deep South. Oh, there you go. Yes, please remember to hit the like, subscribe and hit the bell. That would be lovely. If you haven't already, anyway. Canadian healthcare is a new abortion. Oh, shit. Kristen Olsen, 24, charged with brigand and murders of Todd and Kira Mooney. The woman calls herself a small-town barefoot gypsy on her Instagram and OnlyFans profiles. The young woman charged with the horrific murders of a father and daughter in a Brigandon fire has been identified. Kristen Olsen, 24, was charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of arson on Friday. Police initially said the deaths were a terrible tragedy, but a homicide investigation was launched 9 days later. Detective Inspector Gary Pettiford would not comment on Olsen's motive for allegedly killing the Moonies, but revealed that she was a stranger to her alleged victims. We don't believe that she was known to either the deceased or Rebecca, Todd's fiancée. I can't comment on a lot of things due to the nature of the investigation. No shit. We still have a hell of a lot of work to do, and it's all quite sensitive. Todd and Rebecca were due to be married in the week after his death. Police have also called for information regarding the movements of a Holden Barina wagon with a solar panel on the roof. In the Brigandon area on December 20. Olsen posted about the vehicle on her social media accounts, though it was shown painted red last year. The Maryborough woman referred to herself online as a small-town barefoot gypsy, championing the barefoot bullshit movement on Instagram and her OnlyFans. Her Facebook account also shows several check-ins at Brigandon in previous years. Okay. It is understood she travelled frequently in her wagon, with her most recent social media activity showing she was in Canowindra in the weeks prior to the fatal fire. She is a former Brigandon resident and is understood to have worked at Foodworks in the town and at the commercial hotel. There is no other person of interest in the case. Investigators had earlier appealed for any dashcam footage for anyone who travelled between Brigandon and Mundumbera between 10 and 2 p.m. on December 20. We're not looking for anything specific, but if we can get our hands on as much as that information as we can, because it could become vital. Pettiford last week said the belief the father and daughter were murdered came from unspecified information from post-mortem examinations. He would not comment on what led to Olsen's arrest and whether it was determined if Kira and Todd, a local baker, were dead before the fire started. Certainly fucking sounds like it. He said the cause of the fire was still being explored, but believed it was lit shortly before emergency services were alerted to the fire at about 12:20 p.m. on December 20. She's set to appear before Maroochydore Magistrates Court on Saturday. How old is this article? 1 day ago. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, that's gutting. But anyway. Can anyone smell pot? Mystery surrounds Sydney cannabis burn. It wasn't the pristine forest air that Hills District locals could relish on Saturday afternoon, but something even greener. The scent of a huge stash of cannabis going up in smoke. Police and firefighters spent hours at a property in Galston in Sydney's north, working on a controlled burn of marijuana. But even the most proficient firefighters could stop the smoke from spreading far beyond the property's boundaries. I can just imagine like the fence line just with people just going. Can anyone else smell pot everywhere in Galston Village? One concerned Facebook poster wrote. Yes, a local replied. Now my car smells like it did in the early 90s. Fumes are very, very strong. Cannabis smoke blanketed the area with hazy smoke, all of the accompanying smells reported as far away as Hornsby and even Mount Druitt. It smells like the whole place is smoking marijuana. The Galston shops, who would have thought? Crews around the site donned face masks to protect themselves from the smoke. The rest of the community? Not everyone got the memo. Though the police say they informed locals early on Saturday morning that they would be conducting the burn, advising residents to keep their windows shut. But mystery still surrounds how the weed got there. Police who were on the scene with fire crews and the riot squad said that they were dismantling an alleged cannabis cultivation. Investigations are continuing, and for a brief moment on Saturday, the smell at least was all of Galston's. Well, there you go. They didn't try and cure it. Okay. Hot crazy skull strikes again. Oh god. Why are all the murderesses murdering whores? What happened to the wholesome days of Angels of Death? He told me she had some killer pussy. It'd be hilarious if on interview the interviewee said, "I'm starving." Smell like heaven. Oh god. What a shame, didn't smell it. Well, you missed out. Oh, I don't understand what the why are they bothering with this? So apparently there's going to be a Gladiator sequel. Fess up, you've always wondered what Paul Mescal would look like in a toga. No thanks. Mescal, according to Deadline, is currently in negotiations to headline Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel. 23 years after the Russell Crowe epic stormed the box office and the awards circuit, and after years of rumours that Scott was circling a follow-up, the sequel is expected to go into production later this year. UK press reported filming locations in Morocco have been earmarked. No, this is not okay. Why would they touch this? Scott, 85, is expected to direct again and is also producing through his Scott-free company, while Gladiator costumes designer Janty Yates and production designer Arthur Max are also slated to return. What? Vicky, Kingy Corner's not till tomorrow. Story is set decades after the events of the first film and will centre on a character of Lucius, the son of Connie Nielsen's character Lucia. The character is the young boy that Crow's Maximus saved from his uncle Commodus. Oh, okay. According to the Deadline, the final script was delivered in November, and Mescal soon emerged as the front runner from the lead. I'm not okay with this. Why can they not just come up with something new? Why is it always, like, Maximus already died, leave it alone? Exactly. Can never unsee one chariot falling over in Gladiator and exposing the air tanks. Just don't get how you do a sequel. So dumb. Yeah. But apparently the original netted 460 million, so it's probably all about the moolah. In 2021, while promoting House of Gucci, Scott confirmed the script had been written. He told Deadline, "It's already been written. We have a good footprint, good logical place to go. You can't do another Gladiator type of movie. You've got to follow. There are enough components from the first one to pick up the ball and continue it." No, fuck off. Leave it alone. Oh look, this was the one from yesterday. This is the hippie in court. I should have played this before.
A woman will face court today charged with the murder of a Queensland father and daughter who were killed in a shed fire last month. Josh Barvis is reporting from Brisbane for us today. Josh, good morning to you. This is a major breakthrough.
Good morning, Davina. It certainly is. There were seemingly no leads for the past 2 weeks other than police asking for witnesses to come forward. Well, now a breakthrough. A 24-year-old woman will be facing court this morning charged with the murder of the father and daughter. The bodies of 54-year-old Todd Mooney and his 10-year-old daughter Kira were found in their burnt-out shed at a property at Biggenden, that's southwest of Bundaberg, on December 20. But police haven't revealed an alleged motive, and they haven't revealed if the father and daughter were killed before or during the fire, and they have said that the victims did not know the accused. Yesterday, police divers spent some time searching a property in a nearby town, but they haven't said what evidence they're looking for. Now, sadly, Mr. Mooney was only days away from being married to his fiancée and Kira's mother, Rebecca, at the very property that was burnt. Now, a 24-year-old woman will be facing court later today on the Sunshine Coast, charged with being their killer and with burning their property down.
Okay. Quality of Ridley Scott's work has steadily declined over the years. Come up with some new shit. Yep. Made Alien and Prometheus, so the Gladiator sequel will probably be the Prometheus Gladiator. Oh, shit. So sad, absolutely horrific. Yeah, look. Once we know more about exactly what happened, like, I mean, if it comes out that he was running a twisted fuckery ring or some shit like that, then, you know, obviously. But fuck it. Why? Why the 10-year-old daughter? What I would like to see, do we have any good shows anymore? Very few. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I spend most of my time rewatching shows that I already know are good. And I think apparently that's some sort of... apparently running back to TV shows where you already know the outcome or shit like that, apparently that's some sort of sign of a certain mental illness. I don't know, don't care. I'll watch as much Top Gear as I like, thank you very much. I don't care about the e-scooters. Okay. You guys are going to have to explain this one to me. Boy 6 shoots teacher at a elementary school in Virginia. A 6-year-old boy has been taken into custody after allegedly shooting a female teacher inside a classroom, leaving her with life-threatening injuries after an argument. 6-year-old boy shot and gravely injured a female teacher in the US school and was taken into custody. The teacher at Richneck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries after the student opened fire at around 2 p.m. The school was placed in lockdown and no students were injured, according to the New York Post. The boy got into an altercation with the teacher before he allegedly pulled the trigger of a handgun, police and school officials say. Police recovered evidence from a single location where the shooting unfolded, Drew said in an interview with WAVY-TV10. Yeah, no, I don't think I was around for that one, Marty. We don't have a situation where someone was going around to school shootings. We have a situation in one particular location where a gunshot was fired. Everything right now is safe. The school has been cleared. By 3 p.m, there was no longer an active shooter, and the reunification site was set up for parents near the school's gym entrance. The suspect's name wasn't immediately known Friday. Well, why would it be named anyway? Why, the kid's 6. His name shouldn't be in the... Representative from the school didn't immediately return the Post's request for information on Friday. The story was originally published. Okay, fine. Starting out a bit young these days. Virginia has a portal to hell. Had it coming? Jesus, Sean. I can't explain it. Bad parenting. Yeah, look, it's literally... This has... Okay. A, bad gun handling. How the hell did the kid have access to it in the first place? 2, why was the parenting... Like, how? How does this even fucking happen? Rewatch Top Gear all the time. Looking forward to season 2 of Clarkson's Farm. Yeah, I'm not... I enjoy Clarkson's Farm. The wife and I sit down and watch that. The kid was a hitman disguised as a 6-year-old? Teacher fucked around and found out. Oh, God. What did she do to him is my first question. My second question is, where did he get the gun? She said an altercation. Aside from some very serious shit, I can't imagine a situation where it is appropriate for a 6-year-old to be shooting somebody. Like, if all she was doing was disciplining him? Like, for... Look, fuck, I don't know. This has blown my fucking brain. Like, pun not intended. So it makes the story sketchy when they start naming minors? Yeah. A 6-year-old cannot have an altercation with an adult. Come on. Question is, did Antoinette kill Patrick? Okay. Wondering if he missed. I just... No 6-year-old should have access to a firearm. It shouldn't be possible. Okay, so tell me this, peeps. Everyone in chat, okay? Oh, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do a poll. Okay. I'm curious to see what people think on this one. Rumble freeze forced to... What? Rumble's frozen? What? Jason's wondering about the ethnicity of the individuals involved. Channel's so much fun. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it. One of the other boys might have an older brother in a gang. Okay. But does that... Rumble's working again? Good. Gary Coleman, he faked his death. There's a 6-year-old that shoots skeet at our rod and gun club. I bartend it. No, and I don't see an issue with that. What I have an issue with is how the hell this is... how the hell this even came to be. Like, we need further details on this. How did he achieve the weapon? How, like, what... What? Does the second not count for 6-year-olds? Jesus Christ, X-Coma. Like, I know you're trolling, but fuck, dude. It's not about whether or not it's a right to bear fucking arms. Like, yes, okay, fine. If you read the letter of the Second Amendment to the letter of the law, yes, a child could potentially walk around with a gun. Do they have the mental capability or capacity to understand? But you know what? Fine. If they've got the right to bear a gun like that, he's got the right to be tried as an adult if she dies for murder. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're adding that sort of responsibility to a child, then they have to be responsible as if they were an adult, which is complete and utter bullshit. Did they say it was loaded? Well, I mean, it had to have been if he shot her. Virginia. Keep mine in safe and bedroom door locked when the kids come out. Oh, there you go. Seen a 10-year-old girl take on a 20-something in a shooting challenge and totally dismantle the adult. Well, there you go. I'm not saying that that they shouldn't be allowed to shoot guns. I just think they need to have the mental fortitude and responsibility. Winter Soldier says, I agree, give the chair to the kids. Jesus. Maybe she found he was carrying drugs and was going to report it. Older gang members give kids shit to carry. No shit, really? Fuck. 6-year-old should have 50 cals and tanks, in my opinion. Oh, fuck. Teenager knows the difference between right and wrong. A 6-year-old, that's on the parents. Parents should be held responsible for access to the firearm. Well, look, if it's proven that it is the parent's firearm, then yes, I believe that they should be held responsible. If he's received it from, as people are saying in chat, a gang member, then no, clearly not. Do I think that they should be held responsible for failing as parents? Potentially, but I don't think there should be any criminal charges or anything. I think they should be shamed for not properly, like, not intervening with raising the child properly, but that's my own personal opinion. Damn, Durner! No, it wasn't the dad's gun because that dude ain't around. Whoa! There must have already been a problem for him to take a gun to school. I agree, he shouldn't have access to a gun without his parents supervising. Well, do we know that it was a problem, though? Like, is there a... I mean, it's 6 years old. How do we know that it wasn't just show and tell? And maybe he was... Maybe that's what this was. Maybe he showed up with it for show and tell, and the teacher said, look, you probably shouldn't be having that, and tried to take it off of him. And maybe that's what the altercation was, and then he turned the weapon on her. We don't know. There is not enough information about this. So... But can we at least all agree that it's a fucked up situation when a teacher's getting shot in school? In Detroit, guns are currency? Okay. Oh, we're still saying parents in plural. Thought the school were the real parents by legal proxy. Loco parentis. Well... I don't necessarily think in this situation that should be applicable. 6-year-olds have an understanding of right and wrong, but it's very black and white, concrete, operational way. Grandparents and other relatives made sure we understood firearms since we're all 3. Teaching gun safety is a priority when firearms in the home. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, very effed up. Good. Okay. At least we can agree on that. With today's teachers, I don't know. Sounds like just another day in America. But do you not understand how fucked up that specific sentence is? Had to take my crossbow home when I was a teen. Remember the teacher was one of those CRT teachers and the kid had enough? Oh, fuck. Going to shoot another kid because he was angry with them, but the teacher stopped and he shot her. Maybe. Newport News has many military families. One of the parents might be the Navy. Oh, okay, interesting. Alright, so it's 10 past 12. The family's home. I'm just going to quickly whip through a couple of things. And then I'll get the hell out of here, guys. Government policy created a situation. Big difference between taking a 6-year-old to a gun range and teaching safety or hunting in this. Yeah, exactly. Military firearms are kept locked in the arms room. What was the teacher wearing? What if the kid is a work worrier and he decided to cancel a teacher for not going full CRT? That's a damn good question too. You're dead. Aussies explode on Air Asia flight to Thailand. We'll come back to that. 2 Aussie travellers on their way to Phuket have been filmed lashing out at passengers before being booted off an Air Asia flight by patient airline staff. The pair were on board the morning flight from Kuala Lumpur on Boxing Day when a concerned passenger started filming. The pair get out of their seats to the applause of other passengers who think they're peacefully leaving, but they're just getting started. We're not getting off, fucking dickheads. The man wearing black snaps. Classy. His travel partner in red chimes in, fucking months. We'll see you there, eh? I'm coming to Thailand. Watch.
Drama down flight. Flight 822. Called HKT. The 26th of December 2022. 0730 HIS.
What? And it will say it's there, eh? What? It says this. I'm coming to Thailand, don't watch. It will say it's there, your mat. It says there, ah? You know how.
The pair appear to single out a group of passengers at the back of the plane, hurling abuse as Air Asia staff try to remove them. The man in black sits back down, presumably hoping the staff will forget about it. I was here before everyone, he said. The man in red returns to grab his bags. You're dead when you get there, he says to the passengers at the back. The other man in black also heeds the staff's advice, leaving with a parting shot at the passengers at the back. The cabin erupted in applause as at one last pair are removed. The person who filmed the incident worried it would take an ugly turn, but thanked Air Asia staff for handling the situation peacefully. After all, credit to the dedicated Air Asia staff from security staff for their professional actions. This could have gone wrong. You act recklessly in a situation like this. The series of videos went viral on social media. Plenty agreed that the staff did a superb job. Seriously, it's not easy to handle that kind of situation. Well done, guys. Yeah, well done for doing your job and getting a pair of what... Like, the annoying thing is they didn't even appear drunk. Play on words with the headlines. I know, right? So... Oh, this for the Thai lady boys. It's a trap. And in similar news, passenger hauled off Air Canada flight after allegedly choking out a flight attendant. A passenger has allegedly choked out a flight attendant on board an Air Canada flight from Vancouver to Brisbane. Alright, let's see this 25 seconds of video.
Or do you think I am physically wrong? I can barely feel my hand.
Someone's high. I can't feel my ass.
Hey, bro, can I stand up, please? Can I stand up? I can't feel my hand. I can't feel my hand. I can't feel my...
Oh, fuck. And for anyone asking, yes, it was a slow news day. Aussie teenager's legendary Google Maps prank stuns the internet.
Pretending to be dead in front of the Google Maps car. Reveal.
Shit, I'm gonna get copy claim for that. You thought the Aussies actually blew up. What's up with the Tesla crash story? I'm gonna cover that separately. Not listening at the moment because I'm gaming with the headset on. No, fair enough. I can't feel my ass! It was something to do looking up your own home on and our friend's home on Google Maps Street View. Maybe there'll be a glimpse of someone walking down the street or putting the bins out. But what if there was something a little more sinister? Now, a now viral TikTok has shown one Aussie teenager won legendary status by revealing the prank he played when he noticed a Google Maps car driving down the street. No one says that, like, he's Aussie. He could just be plastered, like, passed out drunk. Pretending to be dead in front of the Google Maps car. With just seconds to come up with his plan, Heath Slater from the coastal town of Ilka, northern New South Wales, raced out of the driveway and dropped onto the ground face down, pretending to be dead. The Google Maps car, filming for the Street app feature, then drove past, featuring Heath in his dead pose. The Street View function displays interactive panoramas of stitched together images, with most of the photography being done by the car. Exactly. But anyway. Oh, and we've still got to cover Aussie Cossack. Pro-Putin YouTuber Aussie Cossack defends prank video on Ukrainian ambassador after a complaint to police. The Ukrainian ambassador to Australia claims a controversial pro-Putin YouTuber who broadcast his personal phone number, which has been included in a press release to more than 160,000 subscribers, has enabled a campaign of harassment and intimidation. Basically, Aussie Cossack gave out a phone number. Australian Federal Police have been made aware of the complaint that Simon Boykov, who goes by the name Aussie Cossack, made a prank call on Thursday which was filmed and published on social media. The ambassador had called for Russian players to be banned from the Australian Open tennis. The ambassador claimed that following the publication of his phone number, he received dozens of insulting and threatening calls from strangers. Aussie Cossack has denied inciting harassment and criticised the ambassador for having his phone number available publicly. I don't feel comfortable. I've got a thick skin. I can take it. But you know what can happen? I go to many public places. If it's public information, I don't see this being a It's not a prank, and personally in these cases, I believe for an eye for an eye. I haven't watched the video, and I don't plan on, just in case. I mean, I'm not going to watch it on stream anyway. But, I mean, it'd be the same as someone going out there and posting... I don't know. Like, the local McDonald's store's phone... the local McDonald's office store number, the phone number for them, on a TikTok or something like that. Like, it's still information that's publicly available. You can just type it into Google and go, okay, here's the phone number. Like, okay, but what if you get an eye for an eye, then the other guy has pink eye? Sounds like he was just fighting racism to you. Well, there you go. Aussie Cossack is an Australian social media personality with nearly 230,000 followers on YouTube, Telegram and Facebook. It was a prominent figure in the 2022 anti-bug mandate demonstrations in Canberra, also featured in a 2021 ABC Four Corners investigation as the leader of the Australian Cossacks, a group that promotes pro-Russian government sentiment. On Thursday, Aussie Cossack published a video on social media that showed the ambassador's phone number on the ambassador's press release, calling for players to be banned from the Open. It's in a fucking press release, okay? His phone number was on a press release. That is in no way fucking, like, private information. No, some tennis players are banned because of no... I can't tell if that was intended as a joke or not, Andrew, but when I read that in my head, I read that as no Jack, like, as in Djokovic. No, Djokovic is back in Australia. He played in the Adelaide Open recently. Guys, I'm fathomably based. Okay. The ambassador said in the release, when we allow sports people from Russia to participate in the Australian Open, we do exactly what Putin wants. Doesn't matter what flag Russian Federation players compete under, it has Ukrainian blood on it. Boykov made what he called a prank call to the ambassador, pretending to be an elderly tennis fan, before the ambassador recognised his voice and ended the call. Boykov finished the video by saying, that's his phone number there if you want to give him a buzz as well. Well, hey, Seshuismus, you back? The Ukrainian ambassador reported the calls, which he described as a major telephone harassment campaign against him. He said he was concerned about physical threats by the callers. It's ongoing as we speak, he said on Friday, but Boykov said the ambassador's phone number was already available online, which he called unprofessional and foolish. Boykov said he had not incited or instructed his followers to harass him. You said if you want to give him a call, if you want. I think you should be fine, personally. He only has himself to blame if people are ringing him and getting backlash from the Australian public. Yeah, who's to say that they didn't just look at the press release themselves and find the phone number there? Said he was seeking legal advice over a tweet that the ambassador published which claimed that he had links to Russian intelligence, an accusation he denied and libelled defamatory. He might have an issue if he tries to take that. I mean, getting legal advice over someone saying you have links to Russian intelligence, what's your damages? Heard buzz and now I'm thinking random cartoon sounds. Fair enough. Oh, good, Kizzy. An AFP spokesperson said the police were aware of the matter and were working with the diplomatic mission. A 15-foot Burmese python's been spotted on it crossing a road in Florida.
Proceed to the road.
Oh, Jesus. That's a bit bad.
Proceed to the road.
That's a big-ass snake. Kimberly Clark posted a video on Instagram showing the massive snake crossing the road inside the park. Oh, inside the the Everglades National Park. She said she pinned the location of the python and reported it to the authorities. Burmese pythons are considered an invasive species in Florida. The snakes established a breeding population in the wild after being brought to the state as pets. Well, shit. Nope. Hell no. Yeah. Well, guys, that pretty much kill it with tires. No, you're not supposed to run over snakes because they can, even if you don't kill them, they can jump up and like curl into your undercarriage and shit. You want to see it again?
Proceed to the road. Proceed to the road.
Kiss it with fire? I'd rather kill it for fire. It's a fucking big snake.
Pick it up, Tippy.
Pick it up. Yeah, nope. They can regenerate. They're no fucking joke. Napalm that bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Bite it, Aussie style? Nope. Aren't Aussies friends with snakes? Fuck no. Nope. Just nope. Oh, alrighty. Now, guys, I'm actually going to skip doing Laws of the Land today because it's been brought to my attention that everyone's used to it being the end of the show. So I'm going to start including it in the middle. Because if you're going to learn, you might as well learn and then be bored and then continue on with the rest of the show. Oh no, it's eating Timmy. Tell you about an 8-foot python? I'll be right. You guys are all so fucking butthurt. That was brilliant. Yes, so anyway, as I was saying, if people aren't listening to me about the final world now, they're not going to. But maybe just go on, grab life by the balls, do something for yourself, have a good weekend, spay and neuter your pets, and as always, I'm Aussie Overlaw'd, and this is Law News and Laughter. I will catch you on the flip side, people. Have a good weekend.